Oluebube was a strong and dangerous woman, ready to strike at any given time. Oluebube envisioned a future of possibility where Uzo will inherit everything, and she believes the only way to ensure this was to remove Chinenye from the equation.
My stepmother imposed me to marry a poor man.
In the city of Umuahia, in Abia State, Nigeria, where the vibrant market buzzed with activity and the streets were alive with the sound of everyday's life, lived a young woman named Chinenye. She was known for her beauty and grace, admired by many in the community. She was well trained and had respect for all in the community, no matter your age. Chinenye's father, Chief Ume, was a wealthy and influential man, a very peaceful man. Chief Ume doesn't talk too much. He is a very calm man, respected by all. However, after the death of Chinenye's mother, Chief Ume never wanted to remarry because of the love he has for Chinenye's mother. But after enough pressure from friends and family telling him that he has to remarry, that very soon his only daughter will get married and leave the house, the home will become too cold for him alone. So, Chief Ume decided to remarry a woman named Oluebube, who became Chinenye's stepmother. Oluebube was a strong and dangerous woman, ready to strike at any given time. Oluebube, an ambitious and a cold-hearted woman who saw Chinenye as a threat to her own evil and selfish plan, particularly those involving Chief Ume's wealth. Oluebube had a son from her previous marriage named Uzo. Uzo was lazy and lacked ambition. Oluebube envisioned a future of possibility where Uzo will inherit everything, and she believes the only way to ensure this was to remove Chinenye from the equation. Then Oluebube plotted a plan to get Chinenye married to a young poor farmer, Uchenna, who always passed through the front of Chief Ume's compound every morning going to his farm. Then one fateful morning, Oluebube has to wake up very early, prepared food, serve it on the table for her husband Chief Ume. She then stood in front of the house waiting for Uchenna to pass through the house. Immediately Oluebube saw Uchenna approaching, she followed him, walking side by side with him. "Good morning, young man," she greeted. They both exchanged pleasantries. "What a hard-working young man you are. I always see you passing through the front of my house every day. Let me go straight to the point. I think I will like someone like you for my stepdaughter." Uchenna was shocked and surprised because he has approached so many ladies in the community, but no one wants to get married to him because he is a poor farmer. But here is this woman saying something else. Uchenna was confused and dumbfounded for a moment, but later composed himself and smiled. He asked, "And who is this your daughter we are talking about?" Mrs. Oluebube replied, "She is the daughter of Chief Ume, my stepdaughter Chinenye. Who don't know her in this village? A very well-trained and respected daughter. You know her, right?" Uchenna replied, "Yes, ma." So he quickly accepted to marry Chinenye because so far no girl has ever agreed to marry him. So when Uchenna got home from the farm, He kept on wondering if this Mrs. Oluebube is for real. But after some days, he made some findings about what Mrs. Oluebube was up to. He later gathered all the information he needed to know about Mrs. Oluebube and her stepdaughter. One evening, as the sun set over the city, casting a golden hue over the rooftop, Oluebube called Chinenye to her bedroom. Chinenye's heart jumped on hearing her name with that kind of shouting tone. She answered quickly, with her heart pounding with anxiety, for she never knew what to expect from her stepmother. "Chinenye," Mrs. Oluebube began, her voice smooth yet menacing, "I have decided that it is time for you to marry. One, I am your stepmother. I know what is good for you." Chinenye's eyes widened in shock. But, stepmother, I am still young. I have dreams and aspirations I wish to pursue." Oluebube's eyes narrowed. "Dreams? Aspirations? Those are luxuries we cannot afford. Ask. You will marry the man I have chosen for you, period." "Who is he?" Chinenye asked, her voice trembling. "His name is Uchenna. He is from a poor family in Odili community." Chinenye's heart sank. She had always imagined marrying someone who would love and cherish her, not someone chosen by her stepmother for evil reasons. She knew arguing with her stepmother would be fruitless, so she nodded quietly and left the room, tears streaming down her eyes. The following week, Chinenye was introduced to Uchenna. He was a humble and hardworking man, known in his village for his kindness and integrity. Though he lacked wealth, he possessed a richness of character that was rare. Despite her initial apprehension, Chinenye found herself drawn to his sincerity and warmth. Days turned into weeks, and Chinenye and Uchenna spent more time together. They walked through the hustling markets of Umuahia, visited the peaceful Abia Tower, and explored the beautiful Mbom Hall. Chinenye discovered a side of life she had never known, one filled with simplicity and genuine human connection. One evening, as they strolled along the banks of the Imo River, Uchenna spoke softly. "Chinenye, I know this marriage was not your choice, but I promise you I will do everything in my power to make you happy." Chinenye looked into his eyes and saw the sincerity in him. She nodded, tears rolling down her cheek, feeling a glimmer of hope for the first time since her stepmother's decree. Uchenna and Chinenye relocated after their wedding. Life with Uchenna wasn't easy at all. They lived in a small humble home in a village on the outskirts of Umuahia. The transition from her father's uplet mansion to this modest dwelling was shaky for Chinenye. However, she found solace in Uchenna's unwavering support and love. Mrs. Oluebube, however, was not content with just removing Chinenye from her life. She wanted to ensure that Chinenye's marriage would fail, believing that a life of poverty would break her spirit. She did everything possible, used her influence to spread rumors about Uchenna, tarnishing his reputation in the village. She even went as far as bribing local officials to frame up accusations to make life difficult for them. Despite the challenges, Chinenye and Uchenna's bond grew stronger. They faced each other's obstacles together, drawing strength from their love for each other. Uchenna worked tirelessly, taking multiple jobs to provide for Chinenye and their future. Chinenye too found ways to contribute, using her skills to create beautiful crafts that they sold in the market. When Chinenye was leaving her father Chifume's house for marriage, she packed her mother's belongings to her husband's house. A box of clothes, files, old pictures, and more. One day, while sorting through her late mother's belongings, Chinenye stumbled upon an old journal. As she read through the pages, she discovered secrets about her family that had been hidden for years. It turned out that her mother had come from a wealthy and influential family in another part of Nigeria, and she had left behind a significant inheritance for Chinenye. Armed with this newfound knowledge, Chinenye confronted her father, Chifume. While confronting her father, her stepmother was also sitting in the living room. Chinenye said, "Why did you hide this from me?" she demanded, holding the journal in her hands. Her stepmother replied, "How dare you talk to your father like this?" Chinenye replied, "You have no right in this matter, stepmother. Stay out of this." Her face turned pale towards her stepmother. "You have no rights over me anymore," Chinenye resorted. "I will not let you destroy my life any further." With the help of her mother's family, Chinenye and Uchenna were able to reclaim the inheritance. They used it to build a new life, moving back to the city of Umuahia and starting a business that quickly flourished. Their newfound wealth, however, did not change their humble and hardworking nature. As the years passed, Chinenye and Uchenna's love story became a legend in the city of Umuahia. They were known not just for their success, but for their resilience and the strength of their bonds. They built a beautiful home and raised a family, instilling in their children the value of hard work, integrity, and love. News got home that Uchenna and Chinenye is not doing well in the city of Umuahia. Chinenye's stepmother was now filled with more bitterness because all she aimed for, consigning her stepdaughter marrying a poor man, is to become frustrated in life. But it all turned around for good for Chinenye. While some of the girls Uchenna approached for marriage in the past, on hearing the news of Uchenna doing well in the city of Umuahia, were now regretting. One of them said to herself, "The rejected stone has become the chief cornerstone." Life continued to improve for Chinenye and Uchenna. They enjoyed success and happiness. But Mrs. Oluebube's heart was still filled with bitterness and jealousy. Seeing Chinenye's flourishing life only deepened her resentment. She was determined to bring Chinenye down no matter the cost. One rainy evening, Mrs. Oluebube devised a new plan. She reached out to an old acquaintance, Chief Okezie, a man with a reputation for his shady dealings. Together, they concocted a scheme to ruin Uchenna's business, hoping to plunge Chinenye back into the depths of despair. Chief Okezie used his influence to spread false accusations about Uchenna's business dealing. Soon, rumors of fraud and corruption spread like wildfire. Uchenna's reputation, painstakingly built over the years, was tarnished. Customers began to withdraw their support and business partners distanced themselves. Chinenye, seeing her husband's distress, stood by his side, offering unwavering support. "We will fight this together, Uchenna. We have faced worse and come out stronger," she assured him. The accusation led to an official investigation. Uchenna was taken into custody and the business was temporarily shut down. Chinenye was devastated but refused to give up in fear. She took charge, rallying their employees and friends, gathering evidence to prove Uchenna's innocence. Days turned into weeks, and the struggles became intense. Mrs. Oluebube watched from the shadows, confident that her plan would succeed this time. But Chinenye's determination knew no bounds. She worked day and night, determined to clear Uchenna's name. During this turbulent period, Chinenye went home to visit her father, Chifume. She stumbled upon a crucial piece of evidence, a letter from Chief Okezie to a corrupt official, detailing the plot against Uchenna. Chief Okezie sent evidence to Mrs. Oluebube, telling her that the deed has been done and dusted, that she should forward her remaining balance as promised. Armed with this evidence, Chinenye confronted her stepmother. "Why do you hate me so much, stepmother? What have I done to deserve this?" Chinenye asked. Her voice trembled with a mix of anger and sadness. Her stepmother, trapped and desperate, finally revealed her true feelings. "You have always been a threat. Chinenye, everything should have belonged to my son, Uzo. You are nothing but a reminder of what we lost." Chinenye's heart ached for the woman who had allowed envy and greed to consume her. "This ends now. Enough is enough," Chinenye declared. "I will not let you destroy us any further." With the evidence in her hands, Chinenye took the matter to court. The courtroom was packed. The tension was high. Uchenna, now released on bail, stood by Chinenye's side as they faced the judge. Mrs. Oluebube and Chief Okezie denied the accusation, but the evidence was overwhelming. Witnesses came forward, revealing the truth about the conspiracy. The judge, seeing the depth of the deceit, ruled in favor of Uchenna. Chief Okezie and Mrs. Oluebube were sentenced for their crime. As the verdict was read, Chinenye and Uchenna embraced, tears of relief and joy streaming down their faces. Justice had prevailed, and their love had once again prevailed over adversity. Mrs. Oluebube, now stripped of her influence and facing a prison sentence as a broken woman. As time goes on, Chinenye, despite everything, felt pity and have compassion. She visited her stepmother in prison, hoping to find closure. "Why are you here?" her stepmother asked, her voice filled with bitterness. "I came to forgive you," Chinenye replied softly. "Hatred and vengeance will only destroy you. I hope you find peace." Mrs. Oluebube looked at Chinenye, tears flooding up in her eyes. "I am sorry, Chinenye. I let my jealousy and greed blind me." Chinenye nodded, a sense of calm washing over her. "It's never too late to change," Chinenye said to her stepmother. With the dark chapter behind them, Chinenye and Uchenna focused on rebuilding their lives. The support from the community, who had seen their struggle and patience, was overwhelming. The business flourished once again, stronger than ever. They continued to live in Umuahia, their story becoming a symbol of hope and perseverance. They were blessed with children who inherited their strength and kindness. Chinenye and Uchenna dedicated themselves to helping others, ensuring that no one would have to face the hardship they had endured alone. Mrs. Oluebube, having served her sentence, emerged a changed woman. She sought to make amends, and Chinenye, true to her forgiving nature, accepted her efforts. Chinenye's redemption was a testament to the power of forgiveness and the possibility of changes. Years later, as Chinenye and Uchenna sat in their garden, watching their grandchildren play, they reflected on their journey. "We have been through so much, yet here we are, stronger than ever," Chinenye said, her eyes shining with love. Uchenna smiled, holding her hand. "Our love has been our greatest strength, Chinenye. It has carried us through the darkest time." Their story became a legacy in Umuahia, a tale of love, patience, and the victory of the human spirit. Chinenye and Uchenna's journey was a reminder that no matter the obstacle, love and integrity would always find a way to prevail. For more interesting African tales like this, kindly click on subscribe button, like and share. Also put on post notification bell so you always get notified anytime a new story drops here.